They say true hell is when the person you are meets the person that you could have been. That is a fear that is shared with quite a lot of people, and it may be something that you haven't thought about before. Imagine meeting that person, the full potential of you. And it's not just the difference in wealth and success that people may fear, but the wealth of experiences, the achievements, the quality of relationships that they had. And the idea is that you become as close to that potential you as you possibly can. So if you ever do meet that person, you are more similar than dissimilar. You're not unrecognisable to each other. This concept has been talked about many times in many different podcasts, but I think one of the most powerful is from David Goggins in the Joe Rogan podcast. He spoke about this idea that if he stayed the way he was and then he was shown what he could have been or what he is now, then that difference is a very scary but also a very motivational thing. I also like to slightly change the model of this quote, just as like an exercise of reflection. So I'm going to go through a few scenarios and you can see what you think about them. Firstly, imagine you've gone back in time for a couple minutes and you are now you of 5 years ago. Is there any big differences mentally, physically? Do you have any different goals? What's the differences? Now imagine the you 5 years ago has met the you today, right now, watching this video. Are they happy? Are they proud of what you've become? Now you can reverse this. So now imagine you've gone into the future and you are living for a couple of minutes as the you in 5 years' time. What are the differences? Now imagine you meet the you of 5 years' time. Are you proud of what you've become? Well, obviously you are, because that's what you aspire to be. I can appreciate if this comes across as a bit silly, maybe a bit cringy, but it really is a useful tool of reflection to see how far you've come from your past and to see what ambitions you have for yourself in the future. And it doesn't have to be just 5 years, it can be any time period, it can be 10 years, maybe a couple months, do whatever to what you feel's best for the reflection model for yourself. But the rule of this reflection model is that if the you of 5 years ago is not too much different from the you of today, in the sense that they haven't achieved the things that maybe they set out to do, maybe they're not too proud or happy with themselves, and this is you being completely truthful with yourself, then it is evident that self-improvement is obviously something that needs to be more focused on and more developed in your life. Of course, for many people there are a multitude of different scenarios that have affected them in the last 5 years, and everybody has a different set of circumstances, and it's so difficult to apply this rule to everyone because of different experiences people have had that may have hindered progress. But the facts are, you know what you've done in the last 5 years. You know if you're going to be fair with yourself. You know where you could have made progress, where you haven't, where you could have done things where you haven't. And it's just being fair and truthful with yourself with this reflection model. It's looking at the last 5 years, or whatever time period you want to look at, and saying, what could I have done better? Is the person then going to be proud of the person that I've become now? And on the other hand, as I said earlier, everyone's going to say that they're proud of the person they've become in 5 years' time, because that's your ambition to be that person. So almost the exercise of this is to really visualise that person. What are they doing? What's their job? What's their situation like? Maybe relationships, everything. This is a really good way. If you're someone who's not too sure where they want to go, maybe lacking a bit of purpose, then this is a really good way to see what you want to become. And by visualising everything, not just from business, wealth, maybe education, whatever your goals are there, but also to the small things like little hobbies, what their sleep pattern, what's their relationships and their social interactions like. It gives you a goal for every little department of improvement we have in our lives. As we are in the early stages of the new year and new goals are being set everywhere, this model of reflection and this quote is a really good way to reflect and set goals on what you have done in the past and what you want to do. I speak about this topic in my ebook, Discomfort and the Art of Discipline, which is actually coming out Wednesday with the whole email list and everything, also alongside the Acquire Languages ebook, so they'll come as a package for free as long as you sign up to the email list. This has been another short video, but the last one did really well, so I appreciate the support on that. And welcome to everyone who's new to the channel. As I said many times, this channel is a productivity, self-improvement, sports such as jiu-jitsu, football, reading, languages, all sorts of these things all into one channel. So if you're interested in any of these, I highly recommend subscribing, staying along and supporting in the early stages of the channel. But yeah, such a powerful quote and almost a scary one at the same time, but really, really powerful. Just to remind yourself every now and then, is your future self going to be proud of what you're doing right now? And it's a really good way of enhancing the use of delayed gratification tasks rather than doing everything that's giving you gratification right now. If you're doing something such as scrolling on TikTok, or maybe if you want to be on a diet and you're eating a chocolate bar, thinking to yourself, okay, is a person in a couple of months' time, in a couple of years' time, going to be happy of what I'm doing right now? If they're not, then obviously this quote is a really good model just to use in your small little actions every single day. And over a long time, that can make a huge difference. So thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll see you guys next week. See you.